Yes, we have a bunch of announcements, awards, and thanks to hand out. Yes, so this is the first thing we will talk about, and we're going to announce where the next FPSAC is. It's also going to be very exciting to see the plans. A paper. Oh, yeah, that's very quickly. It's a paper that you have put together very quickly on the during a coffee break. So, FPSAC has a long history of going back to the 80s, and for many years now we've been handing out an award to the best student paper that has been presented at the conference. It is, of course, a very prestigious award. So which arrows do I use? Maybe I use this. Oh, okay. Don't click more. Don't touch. Okay. Oh, okay. So first, of course, before I say who will get the student award, I must say that it's been a real pleasure to be chair of a program committee with so many very strong submissions, both from students and from non-students. I think the program we have been able to put together here this week has been a very strong program. I'm not going to say it's been the strongest, because then some other people might get offended for previous conferences, but it definitely has been a very strong program. I'm very happy about this. And that has also been true for the student papers. And so a student paper's definition is something that is with only students as co-authors. Okay, so now the excitement is fantastic. And I have the pleasure to announce that the winner of the Student Paper Award is no one less than Houcine Ben Dali. Would you please come forward? So here is a diploma to show to you. Okay. Oh, so yes. Oh, yeah. So here's a diploma to show your proud research advisor and family and friends. And here's a small cash amount that goes, but I hope you're not leaving too soon, because it's in rupee. You have to spend it here, right? There was a okay. We're very impressed by how you got so far with this very long-standing conjecture. Very impressive. Thank you. So then a bunch of other thanks, but now we should switch from my slides to the slides of the ones that are going to present the coming FPSAC, FPSAC, I should say. I'm from Europe, so which is next year. So I please come up Sean Griffin and Alex McDowell. Slides.
Oh, wait. It might be in this folder. Yeah, it should be in the folder. Yeah. All right. We are very pleased to announce that FPSAC next year will be at UC Davis in Davis, California, at UC Davis. So dates are July 17 to 21. So mark your calendars, apply for your visas, get ready. And So first, we'd like to share a little bit about Davis, its art and culture. Here's some, we're very proud of our art, like this one. In this one, you might be seeing a pattern here if you're looking closely. We're even proud of this one. This is a portrait of representing one of my students preparing for his final exam. And the other two are my students' various reactions to their final grades. We have a wonderful art museum on campus.
Yeah, and I'll talk about some culture. So if you're cultured, then you probably know about wine. We got lots of wine. Napa Valley's nearby. We have a wine major for our undergrads. So plenty of good stuff there. Oh yeah, and there's a winery 3 miles or 5 kilometers away. There's a farmer's market every Wednesday, every Saturday. It's nice to go see most of the town come by and get lots of fresh food. Oh, are you the bike?
No.
I'm all right. So there's a bike museum / maybe Hall of Fame. I forgot to check, but it's cool. And there's just tons and tons of bikes all over campus. Here's some wacky bikes that I saw at one time. And we have the most percentage of biking commuters of any city in the country. And like about a year ago, this was more ridiculous. We were like 23%, the next is 8%. And they changed it substantially on Wikipedia, but we're still #1. That's what's important. And I've never been here, but it's probably cool. Yeah, and that's the thing I saw one time. It was pretty wild. Watch these guys make music for a while.
We love to go outdoors and be active. We have an arboretum that runs through campus with lots of species of trees and plants. It's a really very peaceful place to be, to think about math and take a walk. And also a creek nearby.
Yeah, and UC Davis. So it started as an agriculture school, still very well known for agriculture, but it's also now a large public research university with an amazing math department, among other things. Plant sciences is very famous here. So there is about 500 feet from the math department. They had this thing where they were testing out having sheep replace the gardeners and comparing this to another hill and seeing which one got garden better. And the craziest thing about it is somehow Sean had no idea what I was talking about. And here's the math department. You might notice a plain partition over there. It's a cool building, good place to work.
Besides Sonoma and Napa Valley, we have a lot nearby Davis. For example, Sacramento, the capital of California, with the Capitol building, where you can find a majestic portrait of former Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger. Old Sacramento, which has lots of history from the Gold Rush era. And one of the oldest art museums west of the Mississippi, Crocker Art Museum. Of course, San Francisco. And the magnificent Yosemite National Park, where Alex Honnold free-soloed El Capitan. I'm expecting all of the climbers in the audience to come climb with me, not free-soloing, hopefully. And Lake Tahoe, also a really popular destination for outdoor activities. And if you come, you can hang out with these two guys and also these two people. Here's our list of invited speakers. And here's our poster. So we really hope that you'll come. Thanks.
California without the rest of the United States? Are you expecting California to secede?
Thank you very much, Alex and Sean. Now I should get back to my slides. They should be somewhere. Uh-huh. I have to. No. I have to. Oh, this. Oh, they closed it. I see. Oh, okay. Yes. Okay, so this is good enough. Okay, now great. So yes, so we have a few more thanks, and as the chair of the program committee. Okay, cool. So first I want to thank everyone who's been on the program committee for this FPSAC. There are very few actually who are actually here, but could you please stand up? Yes, we have, and they have Eran Nevo there, and Yamsiku, and sorry. Thanks. Thank you very much for your help. I would also like to mention that I've been the co-chair together with Ilse Fischer, and that has been a great. Oh, I misspelled her name. Fish. Okay. It was very quickly. So the anyway, if you want to ever co-organize something, Ilse is a fantastic person to co-organize with. She's been a great resource in this. And then, so that after that, we should thank the local organized committee. But I know that Arvind wants to do that himself because he wants to name people. So that means that my job is to thank Arvind. Fantastic job. So please stand up. Okay. Okay. So we're a few locals and globals who have put together some gifts for you. So thank you very much. It's a single malt Indian whiskey. Okay. Thank you. You have been a fantastic resource, Arvind. You've worked so hard to get the payment system to work, to get all the visas for people to come here, and we had to postpone the conference a year. So suddenly we were hanging in the middle of the air, not knowing what was going to happen. So I think we are all so grateful that we can be here again and meet and do research and talk to each other and find new problems and collaborations. So thank you so much again. And maybe also the gift comes. Oh, yeah, the gift is another gift, please.
This is for the best organizer on this side of the Mississippi.
And I distinctly heard Arvind say this quote earlier this conference. He claimed it was from someone else, but I heard he said it. Thank you.
Okay, so it's hello. Yeah, so it remains for me to thank many people. So please bear with me. Is this being recorded? Okay. Yeah. especially in front of this government. Okay, so I'll take 5 minutes, and Sarah, if I go overboard, please start moving. Okay, so this planning for this conference began a long time ago, around 2016, 17, when Xavier Viano was a regular visitor to India. I invited him once, and I proposed to him this idea of maybe hosting it in India for the first time, and he was very enthusiastic. He wrote a letter to the EC, and they kindly agreed. The original date was 2019, which moved to 2020, then COVID happened, then 2021, then 2022. And I'm so happy that it's over now, you know. So I should thank many people, but let me try to go roughly in chronological order. So immediately after this was accepted, we started thinking about the poster, and Madhushri Basu is the one responsible for the poster. So let me stand next to it so that you can see it. So she is a former functional analyst who turned graphic designer, and this is her work. So I should thank all the OC members, organizing committee members, and I want to give a special shout out to the following people. Please stand up. Venkatesh, Amritanshu, Gaurav, Raghavan, Atul over there. So they helped at various points in all kinds of ways. I should also thank my fellow co-organizers of various satellites, Madhusudan and Pranav Pandit, Krishnan and Rajesh Kannan, Somasundaram and Balakrishnan. In addition, I've had fantastic support from Bridget Tenner, the EC liaison, Nathan Williams, the NSF liaison, and Travis Scrimshaw over here, the proceedings editor. Travis, stand up. Stand up. Yeah, okay. So the PC chairs have always been very supportive. So I thank, where is Svante? Svante here on behalf of both Svante and Ilse. Okay, so now I want to thank various local staff. So maybe we can applaud at the end. So I will list various people whom I will invite on the stage. So first and foremost, I want to invite Abhinandana. Please come. Many of you know her. She has been the tireless face of FPSAC 2022. She has answered various mails, taken on various responsibilities. So thank you, Abhinandana. Then Rupa from our department and Suresh also from our department, please come forward. They have been helpful, very helpful towards the end, especially. For the technical support, I would like to thank Gopinath and his team over there in the backstage. Piru, our tech support guy, and Jagdish, Mr. Jagdish, the photographer. Various staff at ISC has been helpful at various stages. The Dean of the Division, Finance and Accounts, the staff at the Public Relations Office who actually emailed the Ministry of External Affairs for a month straight every day to make sure all of you get your approvals. So all of you foreigners get your approvals. The security staff, the staff here at the faculty hall, who are there behind, and the guest house staff has been very supportive. I would like to thank all the chairs of all the sessions for handling the sessions very well. Okay, now I want to list all the volunteers. I have listed them in advance just in case just to make sure I don't forget them. So please stand up. I'll list your names in alphabetical order. Okay, sure. Yeah, so all of you come on stage. Atman, Anita, Atharva, Chinmay, Deepnit, Hiranya, Irish. Keep walking. Karthik, Mohit, Mrigendra, Nimisha, Nishu, Rajesh, Raghuram, Samarth, Shivani, Shreya, Surjadipto Teja Upamanyu. Where do I go? So some of them are undergrads, some of them are graduate students, and some of them are postdocs, and all of them have contributed in many ways to make this a success. Last but not least, I would like to thank all of you for coming, participants for this for the conference. Many of you have risked the climate, the COVID climate, and I'm very appreciative for you having come all the way. And I hope you all make it back safely, and hope to see you in a year at Davis. Okay, thank you. So as promised, I don't know how many of you have changed your minds, but if you're still interested, okay, so maybe I'll get a show of hands. How many of you are still interested in the walking tour? Oh, good. Okay, so it's mostly outdoors, so there's less risk of transmission. I guess we can leave in about 15 minutes from downstairs, just over here. So the plan is to walk to Malleshwaram, as I said, the southern, the old part of Bangalore, or more traditional part of Bangalore, go through some of the old markets, which are still active, of course, and end up at a famous sweet store. Those of you who have sweet teeth should not miss this opportunity. And it's also a good place to buy sweets for you to take back. If you're interested instead in having dinner, there's another famous hole in the wall style eatery, but again, hygienic and all, called CTR, Central Tiffin Room, which is near also 100 meters away. So you can, if you want to just have dinner instead of snacks, that's also a possibility. So I'll see you at 5:40, let's say. Okay. Thank you, everyone, and have a safe trip back.